The movie story begins with a man named Remy, who was a good painter who lived a happy life with his family. He finds himself engulfed in his chair while playing with his children one day, as if something is pulling him. He immediately stands up, but he thinks about this strange thing for a long time. Strange things began to happen to him after that day, and he sometimes engulfs in a sofa or in bed. He didn't understand anything about what was happening to him. He gives it a lot of thought. One day, he was in the studio with his kids, and he forgets to close the water tap while working. Due to it, his studio gets full of water. His studio was destroyed because of his tiny mistake. He tries to save his few paintings, but as he moves to bring those paintings, he gets engulfs in the ground. But this time, he didn't get out, being escaped and reaches another world's pond, and there were 3 sons. There, he sees some wild people, but the next moment someone pulls him in the water. Now he returns to his world, but nothing seems fine to him, and he knows this isn't his illusion, but there is something wrong happening to him. He tells everything to his wife, but she wasn't ready to believe him. Actually, Remy's wife likes her boss and wanted to leave Remy. Remy has nothing, neither his studio or his wife. It was like a hill of troubles fallen on him. Even his wife brings her boss home for meeting him. Remy doesn't understand anything and was agreeing on what they say easily. Even he says, "I will leave the house after few days." He tells his family that his wife wants to leave him and he needs their help, but they don't listen to him and clearly refuse to help him. After it, when he moves to the kitchen for making coffee, strange things begins happen to him. His cat stops in the air. Even Remy moves it, but it got stuck in the air. He sees things around him. Everything was stopped. The ground was like liquid, and he engulfs in the ground. Suddenly, he reaches a forest. It means in another world. Meanwhile, he sees the wild people were cutting an animal and cooking it, and he asks for help. They were considering Remy their food. They run behind him to catch him, but he somehow escapes. He reaches a village after it, and reaching there, he hides in a cave. Meanwhile, a thing pulls him, and suddenly, he falls into his house. His family members become worried, and everything become messy, but none was ready to believe this and talk to each other that Remy has gone insane. Meanwhile, he gets faint. He awakes in the hospital, but the doctor was not ready to believe on his words. Remy moves back to his studio, and everyone from the bank and his customers were there to take their money from him. Suddenly, they stopped moving and talking, and he was again engulfing in the Goron. He calls everyone to see him, but none responds. How they could respond because they were frozen. Now he reaches that world for the 3rd time, and there were many wild people, and it seems like they were waiting for him. He understands from their gestures that they are asking him to fly. Remy feels maybe he can fly, and being passionate, he starts flying but falls down. They make him eat magical fruit forcefully. Now, because of eating that fruit, Remy was understanding their language. The tribe's leader make him understand how he has come into their world. Actually, they were worried because of the dangerous monster named Zoden. He lifts up anyone and eats him while ending him. The tribe people discover from an old book that a man from another world can save them from this monster. That's why they were trying to bring Remy to their world through magic. Here we discover whatever happened to Remy was because of their magic, but he clearly refuses to help them, but to make him agree, those wild men hang him and locks him at a place. The place where he will think a plan to end Zoden. He picks up a watermelon and returns to his world. He doesn't tell anyone anything, as he knew none will believe him. Even he goes to library and searches on Google, but it was useless, and he doesn't find anything. Being irritated from all this, he started taking foods from which he will gain power to defeat the Zotan monster, as he know the tribe people will not spare him. Now he has again reached the wild people, and they give him a sword and ask how they will escape from Zotan. He says, "You have to change your village like this. I will help you." But they believe there will be thunderstorm on them if they will leave the village, and everyone will be ended. Remy shows them while coming out of the village. Nothing happens to him, and now the tribe people walk behind him. On the way Two companions of Zotan tease them, but Remy faces them bravely, even he ends one of them. After it, the tribe people consider him their leader. He returns to his world and starts finding the new ways to fight, how they can defeat their enemy. Later, he moves to the tribe people and tells them this and provoke a passion in them, that how they can protect their loved ones. After it, he returns to his world and spends time with his son, and then again goes to the other world. He sees the war has started there. Zotan's army was dominating the tribe people. They were beating them badly. Remy takes everyone at a place while saving them and tells them his plan. Later, he moves to Zotan's companions and insults and slaps them and then runs from there. They were pursuing him, so he asked his tribe members to attack them, and his plan was successful, and he hides in a tree. Now the tribe people was throwing arrows at Zotan's army. The enemy army was ended. The tribe people bend their head in front of Remy, and he has become their king. Remy made many new things in the village while using technology, and the tribe people were considering him their god. As a king, he was enjoying everything. There were many girls around him, and much time passed in this manner. Remy has also changed over time. He used to be a coward, but now he is a brave man, and now he starts treating the tribe people as slaves. Firstly, they were obeying him, but gradually, they start raising their voices against him. Remy tried to talk to them, but none listened to him. Few people were about to end Remy. Meanwhile, he engulfs in the ground. He again reached his world, and he has got his lesson that people don't need a king who treat them like slaves. Remy returns to his world and asks for help from his friend to start painting again, and now there is a girl in his life. They start liking each other. As this girl comes closer, Remy again engulfs into the other world, and the tribe people tell him that you have to end Zotan, yet after it, this will be ended. Remy doesn't want to stuck in all this now, but they forcefully throws him into Zotan's cave. Remy was getting scared while fighting, but he throws his weapon in the air, and it hits Zotan straight. Now the Zotan monster was ended, and everyone was happy to see him. The last custom of the tribe people was still left. They have to eat Remy while ending him. He runs, being scared when he discovers this, but the man who called Remy through magic throws his thing in the fire. Due to it, Remy will not be able to return to his world ever. The tribe people hold him and were about to end him. Meanwhile, few people throws the burning thing into the water, and Remy escaped because of it. Now he reached the hospital. There was his wife and as well as the girl who likes him, but the girl left him when she discovers he wasn't divorced his wife yet. His wife also realizes that whatever she has done was her huge mistake and apologizes to Remy. In other worlds, the wild people remembered him forever while creating his statue. At the end of the film, Remy was at the beach with his family, and everything was fine. Everyone was happy. This is the happy ending of the movie story.